Hey guys, Rex Arcana here, and we have a very special Statik exclusive with a truly groundbreaking and innovative artist and musician, Mr. Ben Stokes. Now you may not know the name, but you've definitely seen his work. He's directed videos for Ministry, KMFDM, Public Enemy, even 9 Inch Nails. He also happens to be playing in one of my favorite bands of all time, Beat Manifesto. We had a chance to catch up with him at Cold Waves in New York City. Take a look at it now. Hope you enjoy. Hey everybody, Rex Arcana here at Cold Waves Festival in New York City with the legendary Ben Stokes. Here in town performing with Beat Manifesto this evening.
Yes, indeed.
And do you want to tell us a little bit how that relationship between you and Jack has developed over the years?
Oh boy, yeah, it's a long story. Really became friends in like 1990. And part of the reason we met actually was because of Jim Nash at Wax Trax. He gave Jack one of my CDs and he was like, Ben, you should listen to this new Beat CD. At some point after that, Jack gave me a call. At the time we were doing H-Gun. So we had done a couple of videos for Ministry and whatnot, and then did a couple Beat videos, which was a super thrill for me. You know, then I started doing visuals for the live show. At some point in the early 2000s, he was like, why don't you just be in the band?
For the viewers that don't know, H-Gun Labs was a cutting-edge video production house in an era when there were no cutting-edge video production houses. I mean, literally, really on the forefront.
H-Gun started in 88, I guess you could say technically, by doing the first 2 Ministry videos, Flashback and Stigmata. You know, it was all shot on 16mm film. I remember like jumping around on junk piles for Flashback and just with Paul and Al. And Stigmata, we went to the club Medusas. We filmed a bunch of people getting their heads shaved, which is, you know, nowadays people have asked me, is that a fascist thing? We got these volunteer kids. Most of them were like Medusa's crowd, right? So heavily queer, gay. It was an awesome crowd of people. So if you had been at the shoot, you would know like this was like a very inclusive, friendly vibe. We did those videos for $500, both of them. And after those first 2 videos, we did, I think, Revolting Cocks next. And then we did like a Chicago house guy, Mr. Lee, Get Busy. That helped us kind of break into doing hip-hop videos. Ended up doing De La Soul, Public Enemy, a bunch of like things where I was frankly just, I'm not worthy, like these were my heroes.
Your musical project, DHS, one of the hottest club tracks of all time, House of God. Tell us a little bit about that project, who was involved in it, and what that was all about.
So DHS was always just myself in the studio. And House of God was, you know, I was kind of an outsider at the time, and there was all this acid house stuff going on in Chicago that I was a huge fan of. And I was like, I'm going to make a house track. And at the time, the technology that I was using was an Emacs sampler, and I didn't have enough sample time to get all the phrases in. So the vocals, the preacher's voice, is on cassette, and I would like pause it.
I am excited.
Pause. Wow. Unpause.
For the house of God.
Pause. And that's kind of how that track came together. So I had to get everything running. And at the time, that record was recorded to 1/4-inch reel-to-reel. Wow. And spliced with razor blades.
The house of God.
When I think of that track, as I was saying before, you can drop in any club at midnight and the dance floor goes wild. It doesn't matter if it's a techno club or an industrial club or a goth club. You drop House of God and people are like, fuck is this?
Well, you know, it's funny because I was unaware of how much the circulation, that track really blew up in Europe first. A lot of DJs came up to me and complained because it was spliced with tape. The breaks don't always line up, so there's a gap. And if you're trying to beat match, it just doesn't work.
Well, it drifts, but a lot of the music from that era drifts, and that's why sync buttons don't get you where you need to be, kids. Maybe it'd be interesting to hear your perspective on how technology has transformed music over the last couple of decades, and where maybe you see music existing in the technological realm in the future.
I think where it's going in the future is that everyone's doing video. Everyone's doing some kind of audio-visual thing, and I feel like there's a lot of room for that to evolve. I think for me, it's about creating a show that's different, like I was saying, like improvisational multimedia, so that it's not in the can, but it's something where you're actually playing instruments that make visuals. And I feel like that's my future. That's where I want to go with all this stuff.
We are super excited to have you here. It's an absolute honor. I'm telling you, Ben Stokes has been out in front of it for a long, long time. Thanks for joining us on Statik TV. I'm Rex Arcana.
Thanks a lot, man.